Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to study about the lists. Okay, so let's go to the Jupyter notebook and let's type what we are studying today. That is lists, right? So lists are nothing but the collections. Okay, so there are a few types of collections in Python, like lists, then tuple, then dictionary, and set. So today we will study about the lists. So what is a list? For example, suppose we are creating list here. A is equal to 1 2 3 4 and 5. So this is also called as list, but this is a homogeneous list. That means all the elements are of a same data type. But what if I add a different data types? Like if I add a string here, like Batman, so this also represents a list. Okay, so let's check the type of A. So it is a list. Okay, so the list can be homogeneous or a heterogeneous. Okay, list. Okay, so this is a list, and now we will study about okay, so next thing is also you can try to find out the length of the list. So length of A is 6. That means there are 6 elements totally: 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Now if you want to access the list, then what you can do is you can also use the slicing method, that is indexing method, that is A of 0, which gives the first element, and A of -1 will give the last element, right? And using the loops also you can try to get the list. For example, for I in a range len of A, print A of I. So this also gives us the list. Okay, now this is in like the list is printed, the elements of list are printed on every line, like that is one after the other. So if you want to get it in a single line, then you can give the use the end. Okay, so this is how it works. Now I need to add the space here. Okay, so this is how you can access the elements of list. Now what if you want to access the elements of the nested list? For example, A is equal to 1 2 3, okay, sorry, A is equal to 1 2 3, and then again you have 3 4 5, and again you have 6 7 8. There's something like that. Okay, and you want to access the elements of the list. Okay, so comma 7 comma, let's make it a bit difficult so that we will get a better understanding of it. Okay, so let's try to print the list. Okay, it is printing. Now suppose you want to access this ani. Okay, so let's try to understand how it works. So A of let's go from here, 0 1 2 3. So this is the third list, this entire list. Okay, now A of 3, then which element you want to access in third one? 0 1 2 3. Then this is the 0 1 2 third element, right? So A of 3 comma 3 will give you ani. So this is how it works. Now suppose if you want to get the 8th element, now this is 0 1 2 3 3, let's try this, it is giving 8. So this is how it works. So that is 0 1 2 third. So from third we are starting with fourth, so 0 1 2 3 4, and from fourth we are getting third, 0 1 2, right? So if I give 1 here, it will give 7. So this is how the accessing of nested list works. Okay, so try to solve yourself different list and get hands on it, you will able to understand. Okay, so this is about the nested list. So let's try to understand something else. Okay, we have learned about the nested list also. Did I miss something? Length, I have made you understand this also. Okay, for AFI range. Okay, now what is a list comprehension? For example, what is list comprehension? So suppose you want to create a list which contains only the even numbers. Okay, for example, for I in range 1 comma 10, if I mod 2 is equal to 0, then what we are doing, we are printing a dot append I. Okay, so now we are printing a. Now we want to initialize the list here. So this is how it works. So 2468. Okay, so what it is doing is it is going from the range 1 to 10, and it is saying if the I is divisible or 2 or not. If it is divisible by 2, then it is appending in this list. Okay, and then we are getting the output. So instead of writing so many lines of code, we can try it in a single line of code. For example, you can give like this: for I in range 1 comma 10, if I mod 2 is equal to 0, then this will print same. Okay, so instead of writing 1 2 3 4 5 lines of code, we are just writing a single line of code. This is known as list comprehension. So what does list comprehension do? It usually makes the syntax smaller and also saves the space. Okay, and also it makes it easier to write the number of codes, like different types of codes. Also it makes it small. Okay, so this is how list comprehension works. So try different things and you can also get hands on of it. Okay, so if I just remove this, then it will print all the things. Okay, so this is how list comprehension works. So next thing is what we need to learn. Okay, so these are all similar things. You can have a look. If you want this notebook, just tell me. I will attach it in the description. Okay, so then there are some functions with respect to arrays, that is pop, delete, remove and clear. So let's try to learn one by one. So a is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Now what it does, it a dot pop. Now if you press shift and tab, it will give you what does this function does. Okay, so removes and returns the item at index. Okay, so for example, we need to specify the index here. So if I give the index of 1, so what it does is, okay, a 268, what it is doing, a dot pop 1 is to 134. Sorry, it has taken something different. I think it had taken this, so it did that. So a dot pop of 1 is 2, so which it deleted, and after that it returned also 2. Okay, so now a is 1 3 and 4. Okay, so this is how pop works. So it usually removes the index element and returns the deleted element. Okay, a dot pop. So this is how pop works. So as you can see here, it takes index position for removing element and returns the deleted element. Okay, now a dot remove. Okay, what it does is, now for example, a is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Now if you want to remove 4, a dot remove 4 and print a. So it prints 1 2 3. That means it has removed 4 and it is giving a. Suppose if you don't specify anything, it will not return anything, but in case of pop, it does returns what it has deleted, right? So this is how a dot remove works. So you need to print the a so that you can get the expected output. Okay, so this is how it works, a dot remove. Now next is a dot clear. So what it usually does is it deletes all the elements. That means it clears the list. Now if I print a, there is nothing in the list. Okay, so a dot clear removes all the elements from the list. Okay, now there are some other things with respect to list, that is count, max, min, sort and reverse. Okay, so let's study one by one. So a is equal to, let's take another list 5 and let's take something like that. Let's take some complicated list now. Okay, now what it will return, a dot count. What it does is 5. Okay, so it returns the number of occurrence of specified element. Now if I want 7, so 7 it is present twice. Okay, so what it gives is, sorry, I had not initialized it. So a of 7, it gives 2. Okay, so occurrence of 7 are 2, so it is returning 2. A dot count. Okay, so count returns the number of occurrence of the specified list. Now a of max and min, now what it does is, so it is max of a, sorry, so max of a returns the highest element or the biggest element of the list, that is 55, and min of a will return the smallest element. Okay, so that is 1. So if I give 0 here somewhere, then it will return 0. Okay, so this is how min max count works. Now sort. Now in case of the list, if it is not sorted, then you can sort it using a dot sort. So you need to get the e, so it sorts the list. Okay, now if I give a dot reverse, it reverses the list, so it reverses the list. Okay, now if I want to, you can also use sorted here, so that is we need to assign it sorry b. Now it prints again the usually sorted. If I just give okay, let's try this. If a is, now a is 55 7. Okay, now if I give just sorted of a, it also returns this, but if I write again a, then it will again return this. Okay, so this is how it works. You need to assign something so that it stores the sorted of a. Okay, and still the a is 55. Okay, so this is how there are some functions of the list, that is count, min, max, reverse, sort and sorted. And what we did, removes, then clear, then pop, etc. and least comprehension. So is there anything we have left? Okay, not at this. Okay, also this one, a of index of 0, so it returns the index. Okay, for example, a dot index of 55, so it will return the 0th position because 55 is at 0th position now. If I give 0 here, then it will return the index position of 0, that is 12. Okay, so after index, let's try to understand the concept of append and extend. Okay, so let's write here first append and extend. Okay, now suppose we are initializing two lists, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, and other is b is equal to 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7. Then what this will happen is, so now a dot append b, now a, what will happen, so this appends the entire list of b in a. Okay, that means it appends two lists in a one list, so it forms a nested list here. Okay, and a dot extend, what it will do is it will form a single list extending the elements of b. Sorry, okay, let's take this because it is considering this also, that's why we got 4 5 6 7 and then 4 5 6 7, so it will confuse you, that's why I'm writing like this. So what this does is, so a dot append appends the entire list and forms a nested list here. Okay, and in case of a dot extend b, it will just add the elements of b to the a. Okay, not the list but the elements. So this is how a and append and extend works. Now next is zip. Okay, now what does zip does is, so zip usually appends like this 1 4 2 5 3 6 4 7. Okay, for example, let's take this, and so what it does is, so first it's 1, then 4, then 2, then 5 3, then 6, then 4 and 7. Now suppose if there are some other elements here, 6 and 7, okay, it will not consider these two elements, so it will take only those elements whose index position are matching. For example, here 0 1 2 3 4 and here 0 1 2 3 4, that's it. Okay, it will ignore the other elements. Now if I give 5 here, then it will also take the 6 of b. Okay, so this is how it works. Now suppose if you want to concatenate in a single line, then you can use AND. Okay, so it is taking 1 4, then 2 5, then 3 6, then 4 7 and 5 6. So this is how zip works. So we are taking for a and b in zip, that is, we're zipping a and b in a single list, like that, something like that. Okay, so this is how zip works. Now you can there is other thing, split. So what it does is, suppose A is equal to my name is Khan. Then what it will does is A dot split empty separator. Okay, we want a separator here, space. So it forms the list where there is space. So m my, then space, then name, after that space, then Khan, after that space. Okay, so if I give m here, okay, so what it does is it starts from y, then space and a, then m it ignores, then e, then space, then is Khan, like that. So whatever separator you give here, it will split at that position. Okay, so split works in this way. Okay, so you can try different things with respect to other things. So what all things we have learned here? So we started with the understanding of the least, then we tried to understand the least comprehension. Sorry. So we started with the least, then we found out the length of the least using len, then we tried to access the least using also nested least. We tried to access, then we understood the use of how to access the single elements using for loop, then how to access the nested elements, then we tried to understand the least comprehension, then different functions of least, that is pop, then remove, then clear, then count, then min max, sort reverse and sorted, then index. Okay, next we learned about append and extend, and then lastly split. Okay, so this is something about the list. So there are many other things about the list, you can explore them and try to learn about them. So in the next class we'll study about the dictionary, tuple and set. Okay, so till then, take care, bye bye.